Alright, what's up, y'all? This is part 3 of 3 on anger management. You got internal, you got external, you got the anger management solutions and problems. Now you got ego, not knowing the truth about life, and positive anger management. Alright? We're gonna start with ego. It's Jay Perez the One, mental fitness, change your mind, change your life. If you see this video and you have anger issues, I'm trying to help you out, alright? Don't say I ain't do nothing for you. I'm trying to give you all the knowledge that I get. As I get it, I give it. You feel me? And the way I get it from is God. You know, God give me this mental fitness. You change your mind, you change your life. You just gotta put it in the work, and everything will work out. You know what I mean? It works if you work it. So let's talk about ego. Now, ego is bad. I had ego, right? The reason I had ego, because I was poor. First thing that grew my ego was I needed to have Jordans, I needed to have money, I needed to have this, I needed to have that. That's what made me have that ego. All right, once I got it, I was like, oh, nobody can't tell me nothing. Nobody. Then I started thinking that money ruled the world and it will buy me out of trouble, which that's not true. Money is, I call it the beast. And money is supposed to be used as a tool. But let's go through the ego, right? Ego. An old personality. That's my old personality that the world gave me, right? Part of my ego is controlling everything. Not having acceptance. That means wanting to do things my way even when I'm forcing the issue. Trying to make it my way or the highway, right? Not accepting things for what it is. Thinking you're better than others. That's when I got the money, the ego made me think that I was better than other people. I talk down to people, all kind of stuff. Pride comes before the fall. And let me tell you something. You're not better than anybody. How can you be better than somebody if you're broken inside? How can you be better because of paper? You're not even, the material world is controlling your ego. You don't even have an internal ego. I think ego is good to have if you have a positive ego, right? But we're not going to get into that one right now. I'll do a video on that another time. Fear creates ego, right? You could be afraid of, when you was young, you was getting bullied, right? And now you got older, you're tough, you got a gun, you're ready to shoot. So that fear is creating this bravado of I'm tough, and that's an ego. And guess what? There's guys out there that's tougher than you or crazier than you that might hurt you. And out of fear, you're putting this out. So it's good not to operate out of fear. It's good to operate out of love. And we'll get into that in another video. Authority figure. So this person with ego, like me, I had a business, right? Painting houses and stuff. I was an authority. I had people that worked under me, and I always, to kill my ego in that situation, I would say they work with me. They don't work for me. But that ego, that authority figure, is not being humble when you're in position. That leads to the downfall. And let me tell you about that ego. It's being humble. A humble person takes a high position. They can see it from every angle. Even though they put themselves low, they take a high position because they see things from every angle that you can't see because you're so prideful that you only see it one way. And you don't even know that they're sneaking up from behind and they're about to get you. You don't know what's going on because you're so prideful. That's why God says pride comes before the fall. The next one, have a low self-esteem. So having a low self-esteem, right? How does it play into your ego? You would think somebody with a low self-esteem, how do they have an ego if they got a low self-esteem? Well, guess what? The low self-esteem makes you buy into the material things you think people want, right? So now you're looking for validation, right? That validation then got you women, got you a self-happiness. But when you go home, you still hurt and broken. So having a low self-esteem makes you outsource for inner peace. And if you outsourcing for inner peace, then it's like it's like having fruit in your backyard, but you still going out to the supermarket to go buy fruit. You're gonna go buy fruit that's been sprayed and all that, but you growing fresh fruit that's in your backyard. You know what I mean? You outsourcing for something that you have inside. But I don't blame you because you just don't know. You just don't know. So that's the ego area, right? Have a low self-esteem could produce an ego because you're buying your ego. You're buying your self-esteem. I know you see it all the time with these guys who have these beautiful women, but them beautiful women wouldn't be around them if they ain't had no money, because that person don't love themselves. And then guess what happens? They take advantage. And guess what happens? Even when that person that has the money pays for all his friends' dates and dinners and stuff like that, they still feel alone. Let's keep it moving. Not knowing the truth about life. The lack of wisdom. Me, I do Bible study, psychology books. So that's what helped me learn about life, the truth about life. Me trusting God showed me who I really am, gave me confidence, showed me how to love myself, how to love my enemies, not just my neighbors. What good is it for me to love somebody I like? God don't want that. He wants you to love your enemy, the person that you don't like. Let's keep it moving. Lack of understanding. Understanding is like empathy, putting yourself in their shoes. That person is upset. This is why you don't take things personally, because if you can understand, you can take yourself out of the anger issue and say, what's going on with you, brother? What happened? Then you can listen to them, and you could probably be a help of service to them, right? All right, so lack of understanding. Then you got once you know but not practicing. So having knowledge, they say knowledge is power, but if you're not using it, then it's wasted. It's useless. It's useless, right? So knowing the truth, knowing how to use it is important. Knowing where your anger stems from, right? Knowing, why am I so upset? Why do I have an anxiety? Why does this person piss me off? Because something happened in your past. Something happened to you way back then that you forgot about, but you've been carrying it into your adulthood. So, understanding, right? Knowing where the anger stems from. Past trauma. All right, so that was knowing where the anger stems from. Now let's go. Knowing the truth about life, right? And this anger thing, and this truth about anger in this life, or the one that you was taught, the false anger. Past trauma through DNA and your life experiences, right? God loves you. Now, not knowing about the truth in life, let me tell you about the truth in life. God loves you. He always is with you, even when there's nobody alone. See, the good thing about God is that he loves you unconditional. So when people leave you because you're on drugs, or when people leave you because you got a bad attitude and you need help, God is right there to help you. All you got to do is open that door and let him in. And it's that simple, brother. Sisters, if you have an issue, don't run to man, run to God, all right? Now I'm going to go to the positive anger management. And I'm gonna leave it like this, all right? This is the end. And I can go more into detail, but I want to just give you a point list, like a point, a punch out, so you can just go over things in your own life, and maybe you see yourself in these situations. Ain't nothing like a little train break. All right, so look. Positive anger management is studying your patterns, knowing how you operate, knowing what gets you upset, understanding where they come from, feeling your blood bubble inside of you, learning how to calm yourself down, learning how to take things personal, learning how to be understanding, learning how to not have expectations, right? Studying your patterns, your negative patterns, studying your emotions, what makes you upset, how you feel, your sadness. When you get upset, do you feel anger? Do you feel sadness? Is it anxiety that makes you upset? Is it happy? Is it other people's happiness that makes you upset? Is it find out all of the reasons that you study your emotions and how they operate. What triggers your emotion? What makes you emotional? Grief. There's a lot of emotions inside your body, right? So thoughts become emotions, and emotions become feelings, and feelings become actions. So it's good to stop with the thought. That's number 2 on my list, is stop your thought, your belief. You change your belief, you can change